goes Happy Beach Club. That's what I was hoping for. So I just walked from there over to here, and that's a little bar here. So they've got the upstairs area, and I don't know what's that's just a storage for all their paraphernalia. So that's actually up there, the actual beach club by those things. So that way. Happy Beach Club. There you go. It's quite large actually. The building goes. So I can get my ultra cheap drinks where I'm staying in that laneway by 12,000 dong. Have a beer or two there, maybe just have one up here just to get to have a look at the view. There's already a few people there though, it's quite popular. But like I said, you can spend a couple of $100,000 just on a cocktail there, so it's not cheap. But there's actually a more expensive option. It may be over there. It's pretty close to here. There's another rooftop bar, which is they've got these combo offers, and they're in the millions. I think some of it like 6 million or 4 million dollars. Talking big bucks. And you have to tip the waiters, and service charges, a whole lot of add-ons. It's very expensive place. Trying to think what the name of it is. It's daily opposite. Put up on screen if I can work it out. It's a hotel, and I guess it's either that one there or that one there, I guess. So see if we've got that in frame so you can see the damn thing. That one there. Oh, that one there. Hope you can see that. I've got crappy eyesight, unfortunately. It's quite challenging with this camera because I don't. With the action camera, I just the framing is the direction you basically put the camera in because it's fixed. But this one you can actually vary it with the control, so a bit more challenging. So that's why you're getting I'm giving you a few crook shots here, composition wise. Ooh. But yeah, I haven't got. It's almost tempting to go out and have a swim. It looks pretty good. So that's something I can't do locally. We've got stingers and we've got crocs. We've got God knows in Kewarra, but and the sea doesn't look quite as inviting as that, I've got to say. It's not bad, and I probably will take a dip in winter. But ideally, if they just build one lousy cafe down there, so that the proprietor could say, hold your gear, your valuables or whatever, but mainly your gear, just like if you've want to take a towel with you or whatever, you just drop it with the cafe, buy something there, and then they could store it for you. That'd be perfect, but there's no one to look after it. Just the life-saving guys, about the only person down there officially. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but here, of course, your options are everywhere. It's just so many businesses, so many, and of course, the Vietnamese looking for plenty of business opportunities, very entrepreneurial. So they don't want to miss an opportunity, that's for sure. Yeah, one thing you can't do is just have a quiet sort of sit down without being disturbed by passers-by. There was a guy on a motorbike asking for something, probably whether I wanted a lift or something, and I mean, they don't seem to have any concept that people like to walk for recreation. I guess it's just not in their lexicon. But yeah, but it hasn't been too bad. But I've only been sitting here for 5 minutes, and you know it's happened already. So I guess that's what it's like. Yeah, they're always looking for an opportunity to get some dough. I don't blame them. I mean, you know, you've got some fat wallets around here as far as they're concerned. So Why wouldn't they? The guy didn't look. He just took the hint. He didn't hang around. That would be worse. I think that might be what you get in Bali. You might get more of that sort of. They might badger you more, but it hasn't been bad. I'm sure this is nothing compared to what you get at the beaches in somewhere like Kuta. That would be really bad. And that's something I might have experienced last year, but that was one of my cancelled trips. It's the first one was going to Vietnam via Bali, which is still not a bad option because it's they're both 4-hour flights. They're very, very doable, no long haul required, and that's the big advantage. It just means you've got to go through 2 lots of customs. You've got to go through Indonesian and Vietnamese, and you've got to pay as well. But I think I've got a sneaking suspicion that Australian tourists will soon be given visa fee entry into Vietnam. There's certainly a push to increase the number of countries that don't have to apply for a visa prior to rolling up. So it'd be brilliant if I could stay here for up to 90 days without having to actually apply for a visa or pay for one. That would be great. And it used to be like that with Bali too, but now they're charging to go there. It's a disincentive to do that particular route, going to Bali and then to Vietnam, because you're paying 2 lots of visas. And I mean, it's really well, I was going to stay in Bali for a few days to make it justify paying for the visa fee, so I suppose that's fair enough. So yeah, but it's a lot easier though if they don't charge these fees and they make it more attractive to come to their country. But anyway, it's, I don't know if things have changed in Indonesia. I doubt it, but things might be getting better for tourists wanting to come here. And it's such a relief that my phone is actually working. It hasn't missed a beat since I had that 20,000 dong repair done. Boy, that was the best 20,000 I've spent over here. Amazing. Because I was really pessimistic. I thought I'd have to get myself a new phone, and I was wondering whether the phone had been hacked or whatever. It was just because I jarred it when I fell. I jarred this on-off switch. It obviously had just been in a jam position that caused it to continually reboot. Simple as that. Probably the best option I could have hoped for. And then finally, to destroy the atmosphere I've created with this serene spot, I've got my ugly mush on camera again. So yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice and relaxing. It's a nice change. I've had things to do virtually every day since I've been here, especially with the shock of the camera. I mean the mobile yesterday. That was a real shock. That's such an important piece of equipment. But now everything seems to be going okay. I've got 2 forms of communication with my next host, so there shouldn't be any problems getting that sorted out. I'll be able to get a grab car to the railway station next Tuesday morning, and I've made the Happy Light Hotel, which is in the main road, the actual pickup point. So that's my home. I've made designated as my grab home while I'm here. You can't get car pickups down the lane anyway. You have to go up to the main street in any case. So it's just a couple of shop fronts to the left, and that's where I'll get my my ride to the railway station. And during the actual train trip, I should have Wi-Fi anyway, so that'll be a little bonus. But so I'll have the phone and the Wi-Fi. So yeah, totally. And I think there's probably power there as well, power sockets, USB sockets. So you know, it's not hard to while away the hours if you've got all that. You're virtually the same as home. You've got the toilet on board as well. Each carriage got a toilet. So yeah, it's a lot more comfortable than going in a bus. And you save all the hassles with flying it. You have to go through security and get a shuttle and all that sort of thing. It's sure the flight, probably the flight time, if you take into account the flight and all the connections, is probably about 4 hours or so, 4 to 5 hours, as opposed to another 3 or 4 on top of that. But at least it'll be a pretty laid back trip, so that'll be good. And I'll get a grab car to the District 7 from the railway station. That'll be quite a haul. Won't be quite as far as from the airport, but it'll still be fairly costly. But Grab's always better value than getting venison or mailing cabs in Saigon. That's my experience anyway. Now this is the Happy Beach House, quite a large place, and you've got all that area there, and you're down there, and yeah, that's better. You got down there as well. Do that again. So there you go. Yeah, it's quite a large place. Yeah, big capacity. Presumably it'll be busier after hours, after 5 o'clock tonight. I'd imagine 4 o'clock onwards maybe pick up. And as you can see, there are discounts. You can get a free massage if you come here in the mornings, Monday to Friday. So there you go. Yeah, well, it's a jungle out there. Just walked down my laneway and straight away a guy backs his motorbike right across me. They never look. They never look around just to see if there's someone else there. I've had bikes from all angles blocking my way, and none of the people or riders ever look to see if there's anybody nearby. Just had to pass a couple who totally blocked the walkway. Oh dear. I'm looking forward to District 7. It'll be a bit more sanity there, and I think I could do with it this time. The way I'm feeling. Looks very nice out there. Hope you can get a decent shot there. Yeah, I think so. With my crappy eyesight, it's difficult for me to frame these shots, and I know I got some criticism from the first video I shot in Vietnam. I had all these shots just after I went to the Viettel mobile shop of buildings, elevated shots of buildings, and I thought it looked a bit arty, but it obviously irritated some people. So I'll try to keep it to more standard framing, but I do have the problem of having particularly bad eyesight, so I can't really see the preview screen that brilliantly, especially in daytime with all the ambient light. So I mean, I could go back to the other camera, I guess. That's the other option. But it seems, I mean, the quality of the picture is good on this one, but this gimbal thing, it just, for some reason, it doesn't keep the same framing. I don't know why. It seems very strange to me. But anyway, minor irritation. I'm going to go back to the tried and true restaurant today to get my Firebone beef soup, that is. Quite acceptable, incredibly good price. 65,000, which is around $4 Australian, and I think that's very good value. It's not quite as good as the Firebone Thai Son, which was just round the corner from the homestay I was last at, but it's certainly they've got enough greens. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I think it's quite a good place actually. I'm pretty happy. Anyway, I've just got the choice here. I could keep going down along the quiet route along here, or I could go to the slightly shorter route down this way to the right. Now I'll probably do the shorter route. At least I've missed a fair bit of foot traffic by walking the whole block along the sea. Well, I just had my Firebone, and had some Chinese tea as well, and that was fine, except when I got the plate of veggies, for some unknown reason, there was hardly any mint. There's just a tiny amount of mint, and there was one slice of lime, one lousy slice of lime. These are not big slices we're talking, they're little pieces, and I've never had so little given to me as a as the condiments for the actual soup. Just ridiculous. And it just pissed me off. And of course I got no explanation, no apology, no one. One of the girls actually did give me a couple of slices of lime to make up for that one lousy slice that was there. But you know, I've been there a few times. I know what the normal quantities that they dish out is, and that's just way subpar compared to what's normal. Maybe they do that on weekends, but it's a dumb thing, because how much are they going to save in money by cutting back on some pretty inexpensive vegetables in a very minor way? Just dumb way to run a business, in my opinion. Because the Firebone is nice, but it did lack a bit of mint today, because I just had the one little branch of mint and it just wasn't many leaves. So I'm thinking, geez, you know, don't be so stingy. And you know, it can be the difference between a good and a bad review. You don't want that. It's just dumb. If you're running a business, you don't want to give people as few reasons as possible to bitch about your place. I would have thought, but anyway, I'm not in business, so what do I know? But still, like I say, it's a very good value, so I'm not complaining about that. And the pho was still good, but just when you've had the taste treat of all the different flavours and stuff, you know what it should be like. It's just slightly lacking, but I'm being very pedantic, I admit that. It was still nice. Very happy I had it. And one of the great attractions of coming here is having your Firebone. It's a great meal. I have it every second day. Usually do a rotation with Banh Mi. So, and I'll go to a different Banh Mi place tomorrow. I don't know what I'll go to. Number One. They were okay, actually. Although I did, my digestive system did play up after that, but it's hard to say whether it was the food or just it was due to erupt. It's like, yeah, it's like a dormant volcano for me, so I just never know when I'm going to be confined to can duty, basically. It's good to be away from that block for tourist central, because people do one or two things. They either block your way in huge groups, or just individuals and pick the most the worst possible position to be in to make it inconvenient for others, or they don't look where they're going, they'll walk into you. And it's definitely a tourist thing, because I just don't get that elsewhere. When I walk around Saigon, I don't get it, but I get it in that first block before the beach where I'm staying. It's a shocker. But I'm going to go and check out this home view 3 apartment, which is incredibly cheap on a monthly basis, and it's not really far from where the tourist area is. But it was featured by a blogger. I think he's a vegan guy, but he doesn't push the vegan thing so much these days, thank God. And he's got a Malaysian girlfriend, and he's been an American guy. He's been away from America for probably 20 years or more, I think. He mentioned in his video, but it's a long time. He's been to a lot of countries. I think he said about 60, so he's done a lot of travel. And he's not a bad blogger, but we'll see what this place looks like. He did show a shot of the inside, and it looked pretty damn good. And I think it was $300 US a month, and that's not on a long-term basis. That's just ad hoc for a month. And really, it's not that far from the tourist area. So if you want to actually get away from it all, have a cheap holiday, and not stay in the tourist area, which I think is actually preferable, this is looking like a pretty good option. So I want to check it out and just see what it does look like. So we're not far from it now, because this is where the bend in the road is. So we're not far from Me Lee, I think is the name of the road I have to go up, and My Lee, and it should be another block or so. But I'm in the shade on this side of the road, and it is getting about 30 degrees, so try to stay a bit cooler. Okay, I'm in the the road leading up to the side street that gets into the suburban area where this this apartment view, the home view 3 is. Fairly busy road. Got to do a left-hand turn to get down there. Yeah, a bit warm in the sun, I'll stay in the shade. It's not too far from where I'm staying though, it's only 10-15 minute walk. Pretty close. So this is more suburban Nha Trang. So this is the left-hand turn here. I'll just double check with my phone to make sure I've got the right bearing. Okay, this is the long street going below where the entrance to the little street is for this place. I guess this is their local shopping centre. There's shops everywhere around here. But this is a lot less... Well, there's no tourists in this area. That's the beauty of it, I guess. So that's number one. So we've got 3 more to go. And you see what... if there's any place here that... like it's a mini mart or something like that, because I'd like to see what the prices are there. Because it can make a dramatic change if you just go a couple of streets down from a tourist area. And things get a lot more sane when it comes to pricing. So anyway, getting there. 2 more roads and then we do a right-hand turn to find it. Just gives me an excuse to explore a local area, because I haven't done that this trip. It's all been that tourist area, and this makes a nice contrast, I think. See how real locals live. Well, there it is there. Actually, it's not that difficult to find. It's pretty obvious what it is. Big sign there, and I think it's about 8 stories tall, 6 to 8. I might go in there and just see to give me some details on it. Yeah, well, it was good to see two rooms, one like apartments. So they were sort of just like hotel rooms, but they had cooking facilities as well. So, but the price is pretty good. The expensive one on the 7th floor, which is the only one I'd consider because it had a view, had a balcony but had no depth in it. It was just really railing, but it's a nice view. That was $6,500,000, which equates, I think, to about probably $350 Australian a month. That's pretty damn cheap. So that's not a bad deal. But yeah, I thought I'd just wander the area to see if there's any convenience stores or anything around here that I might be able to find that and get some cheap orange juice, but maybe not. Oh God, they're going crazy on that scooter. Some people love blowing those horns. Yeah, it's about $60 per mil. So you go 6 sixes are 30. 6? Yeah. That's right, 6 sixes are 36. I still remember my times table. And at a half mil, it's about almost 400 Australian a month. It's chicken feed. And you get your own apartment with a big fridge. That's a good thing. For that money. It's very good value. Much better value than being down by the beach. So, which is where I think we're heading now. I think I'll just go a different direction and check out the area, because I haven't really explored that much of I might do that now. I better see where I am on the GPS. When I get in the shade, I'll do that. But yeah, what it proves to me is it's worth looking around outside the tourist areas and just seeing what's available, because there obviously are good bargains. And this one is actually very close to the tourist area, so you can avoid it if you want, but you can also get there quite easily and get down the beach fairly easily. It's only like a quarter of an hour walk, so it has that major advantage. So I like that. There's quite a breeze coming out of the venue hotel, but up the laneway, and walking down the street towards the beach. But now I'm walking down the road. It's actually not a problem, just a lot of traffic noise. So nobody will hear anything. There's a few people doing barbecues around the corner. I haven't had any barbecue meat on this trip so far. I really like it. So got to pull my finger out and have some. Of course, it's mainly Korean barbecues down in District 7 coming up. So yeah, maybe I should try to score some today or tomorrow. See how we go. I'm just going to go back to Cheers. I'm heading back for now. Even though I don't find the people there to be particularly chatty, although I suppose you've got to make the first move. I don't know. I might do that, and if they don't want to talk, well, what can you do? You can't force them. But it's about the only bar that's got any life. At least they've got a clientele. Old codgers, but so not that I can point the finger in that one. I'm one of them. But apart from that, the girls have been okay, so I might try to talk to them. I would like to hear why Saigon White is so cheap. That's got me intrigued. A 450ml bottle, which is quite a decent size, and yet it goes for 12,000 dong when you get it at a bar, compared to say something like 20,000 for the normal Saigons. So very strange. Tastes fine. It's 4.2% alcohol, so it's got enough of a kick. I don't get it, but for some reason it's cheaper. Maybe it's a marketing decision, I don't know. But I don't have a problem with it, that's the main thing, so it's a good cheap option. It's quite pleasant now, it's not too hot. It is strange how that breeze is not affecting me when I'm closer to the beach. That's totally counterintuitive. So, there's some woman on the corner taking photos, oblivious to the fact that she was actually in a position where people were walking past and needed to get through. But like, that just seems to be the norm. Tourists, they don't give a stuff. Seems like they've all had lobotomies before they came here. Well, there's a bit of a breeze now. I don't know how the mic's going to hold up over this. But yeah, it was just another dud day at Cheers. Just handful of old codgers, and the girls weren't particularly friendly. I've got to navigate through bikes. Oh, it's so annoying. Just want to walk down the road, you've got to navigate through all these motorbikes. Yeah, so that's disappointing, you know. It's the only bar that's got a few patrons around 5 o'clock. If I was in Number 5 bar, it'd be half full at this time. So it's pretty quiet up here. Too quiet for my liking, I think. And I'm just going to go and retreat to the local mart and get some chips and beer. And yeah, so look, I think maybe most of the tourists here are either Asian or Russian, and I don't think Saigon's got a different mix, I guess. And you know, it's a nice enough place for a holiday, I suppose, but better if you've got some friends you're with, I think, because the bar scene's not good. This bar has been totally dormant all the time I've been here, but at night, of course, it comes to life, and it's Saturday night. Still no customers, but it's gaudy. Another observation I'll make about the footpaths here, I mean, apart from the fact that you've got a whole lot of clueless, zombified tourists to contend with, and locals on motorbikes, the other problem with it is that it undulates the surface of the footpath goes up in dips and rises up and then dips again. It's quite a challenge for the blind man, I've got to tell you. It's not. I did almost trip a couple of days ago walking down one of the other roads, that runs parallel to this one of the main roads. So, yeah. And of course, there's lots of broken tiles and tiles out of place. And you just got to be aware of your surroundings. I mean, the most dangerous thing I ever did was I actually almost walked on a guy who was actually repairing some sort of a metal on the footpath. Like he had hot metal and he was doing some sort of fabrication for a wheel or something. And I almost walked on it because I wasn't looking. You just have to be so careful. That was quite a few years back. But that was a close call. Of course, I've had plenty of close calls with traffic too. You've got to remember to look the right way. That's usually I get orientated for that in about 24 hours. So anyway, now I should be in the right spot here for Banh Mi Number One. I'm too extrovert. I'm too introvert. I'll get my words out eventually. For my own good. That's I didn't even chat to anybody at Cheers yesterday. A couple of old English guys who probably would have been alright to have a chat to, but yeah, my fault. I don't like the way that it's arranged. It's got standard seating with tables. You have a round bar and it's much more conducive to actually chatting with other people, I feel. So, yeah, like if they tried to replicate Cheers, but they've done it on the cheap. That's it over there. And, you know, it's just a shop front. You would never get a bar with having to have steps to go up to it. It's a legal nightmare, that is. And here's Banh Mi Number One. And it's definitely open. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.